here, back with a continuation of our Kingdoms of Amalur series. Just gonna be hopping back into our save here. As a reminder, we've only just completed the tutorial. We're running around just collecting some reagents for some future potion making. Gonna show you in this episode the first dungeon that you can hop into here. So I thought we grabbed all the reagents, but evidently not. Oh. And before we can finish, we're gonna go ahead and get this wolf going. Get out of here, man. Aw, man. Got me good. Get wrecked. Alright, they decided they don't want me. Alright, and now that we've collected all these reagents, now we'll actually come over and attack these wolves as I had planned before they rudely interrupted me. And now I guess I should mention, you, I'm sure, noticed that I used the parry mechanic. If you can time it right with a quick, it automatically maps to your left trigger to block. If you can time that with your enemy's attack well, it gives them a little bit of a knockback, some minor damage, and will give just enough time for you to get in a couple of attacks. And here we come to that first dungeon with a reagent that's very tough to harvest early game, some leech wood, but hop into the Stonecandle mines here. And immediately you are confronted with the decision to go either left or right. I happen to know the correct path, but let's say you did take the left branch right off the bat. It really isn't a big deal as it just spits you out right over here, but you do want to be careful. There's a bear trap in front of this chest. You'll find a couple of those throughout this dungeon, as well as throughout other dungeons in the world. Now, last time I was trying to show you the lock-picking mechanic. I did get lucky and pick those locks first try, but let's try to tweak this pick over to the right and see if we can't get some vibration. And there you see pretty brief, but I don't even really get into the heart of this lock, and already we've got some vibration. So of course this one is going to be relatively easy. We know we don't want it over to the right. Let's try going over to the left, and we don't get any vibration at all there, so we can go ahead and finish picking that lock. We pick up some crude leather boots, which again, not really right for this build. The birch longbow, we're going to go scepters, but we will absolutely take the gold. And now again, as a refresher, I am going to be going for a stun-based build, really hoping that we can get rid of this terrible longsword that we got from the tutorial. Hoping we find a hammer in here somewhere. In this next room, it's a little bit of a trick that they pull on you here. You get this reagent, and then all of a sudden, some kobolds pop out of nowhere. And one of them does actually have a ranged attack, so I recommend getting rid of him first. And even though these are early game enemies, they actually do a decent amount of damage, so you do want to be careful when approaching them. I thought he was gonna get an attack in there, but a Talisman of Ice Warding. There again, we're gonna be going mostly into the Might Tree, I believe. This is a sorcery-based shield, and it's only gonna give us some ice resistance. That's generally not gonna be super helpful in this game in general, regardless of build. So we made quick work of the 3 kobolds and the 1 kobold savage. We'll continue on through the dungeon. This is just a lone kobold. Goes down pretty easily, really. And now this is just a side branch, actually, that'll just have a little bit more loot to it. We will take the lightning shard, and the rest of that stuff is fine, I think. And I do believe here we're faced with our first hard lock, so we'll see if we can't get lucky here. But you do wanna, you wanna take these kind of slow, because they can break your pick really quickly. Longbow once again, and Student's Hood, that's going to be another finesse-based item. Not right for what we're going for here. We will take those Shadow Prisms though. Unfortunately, no hammer so far, so we are really having to rely on this scepter quite a bit, using a lot of our mana pool, but you got a good shot in there, dude. And I'm not happy about it. Yeah, and even again, even though these are starting area enemies, they can really get past your block relatively easily. So you do want to try to dodge them and just, you know, take care of them relatively quickly here. There we go. Oh no. Tried to parry him, he was too quick. Man, and these guys don't even drop anything this time. Go figure. Well, at least we've got this mining cart over here. Once again, those leather boots, they're not really going to be good for us. A cotton cowl versus the crude one that we had. We will absolutely take the upgraded armor and a minor health regen potion. And I believe that that's going to be everything for this area. It is. On to the next room in the dungeon. And this one's going to have quite a few enemies to it. called Savage. There we go. That didn't go too bad. Iron daggers, once again, that's going to be more of a finesse item. We're not going to want those. Ooh, this chest, we almost were able to pick it. Just gave us some trouble at the end. So we just want to make a minor adjustment here. Pick one direction or the other. The right is the wrong direction. So we'll go ahead and head to the left. And now it lets us pick it fully. For just a lightning shard, it's a really good thing we didn't waste a lockpick there. That would have been annoying. Never a good feeling when you break a lockpick and all you're left with is, you know, a cloudy shard. But it does happen. It's part of the, you know, love-hate relationship that you get with this game. Now we've got a crude iron longsword that is going to be quite the upgrade from the rusty longsword from the tutorial. Staff, that's not really our idea for this build. That can be a very good weapon though. Gem of Fire shield. That again, you know, not really a great gem in general, so I'm gonna go ahead and junk that. Then you get this Stonecandle log, which is just a lore item. There's really no use to it. You can read it if you want to. I generally don't. Oop. Got a second try. Longbow, again, not really right for this build, but we'll take everything else in this chest. And now, things that you don't loot, they are going to leave the body just glowing in general. Since I'm not super fussed about inventory space with the challenge that I'm doing, I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the junk, just because I'd like to know that I've fully explored a spot before I move on. And for those that maybe are just joining or don't remember from the previous videos, I am doing a challenge where I'm not going to be buying anything from merchants. So there's really not a huge need for me to have any type of gold. So therefore, I'm pretty much just junking, just destroying everything in my junk folder. So if there's a useless item in there, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to destroy it anyway. So that is the first dungeon. It's a pretty quick thing to get through. You don't get a ton of experience for it, but it gives you a little bit of a boost to get into the game and start off, you know, getting used to your weapons, your different keys, what they do, some practice parrying against some faster enemies. And now we're gonna have a cutscene, so I'll shut up.
You've come from the tower, haven't you? Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old fate weaver, eh? Did he? Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now. The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes' success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly. Although we did a lot of drinking after that.
And here again, we can try to persuade him for a little additional help. 5% chance of succeeding. Not hoping for anything here.
I wish I could, but times are tough. I've barely got enough to pay my bar tabs as it is. You're the one. Then that means it all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
And here we get another little visit from the Tuatha. They want you to try some special attacks, such as, charging our scepter and stuff that get you a little extra fate. So now they want us to go ahead and manually enter Reckoning mode that we test drove with that troll. And then the button that you have to mash in order to maximize your experience is always going to be different. So what I do is I just put my thumb on as many buttons as I can fit it around, A, X, Y, and B all at the same time, mash all four, and then, you just pivot to which one you actually needed, and you can pretty much always max out the experience gained from that.
What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that? Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible? Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death. That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes. You're nervous. Relax. This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much.
And here I like to be cheeky.
I am. But still, I've never seen someone whose fate was just missing. Not even when I was drunk as the king of ballads. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
And here we pick our first destiny. This is going to be, I'm sure you can tell from context clues, but this is going to be for a sorcery-based build, as you'll see on the right-hand side under requirements. And, it'll give you additional elemental damage plus reduced mana costs. This is going to be for your finesse-based builds, nice ranged attack damage boost, damage resistance while dodging, as well as piercing damage, versus a might-based build, which is going to give you a melee attack damage boost and better blocking. So that's going to be more aligned to our build for right now. Once we get further in the game, we'll unlock some additional destinies that'll fit our playstyle better.
Damn it, it's the truth. At least, I think it is. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that. Or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings. But we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. What could this all mean?
So now we're left on our way to continue on to Goreheart as Hughes suggested we do during the tutorial. And then these you're going to come across all across the map in Amalur. These are lore stones. They give you a little bit of lore, but most importantly to us, I think, a little bit of experience.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olene's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
And so for each of those lore stones, they'll give a little bit of a story or something along with them. Just didn't want to talk over that a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll continue pausing to let those, fully talk themselves out. We'll see. In the meantime, looking at the chest, again, we've talked about daggers before. This crude birch scepter is worse than the frigid scepter that we've already got, so we'll add that to our junk, and another minor health regen. Nothing wrong with that, and some more reagents, so we'll go ahead and grab these if we can. Yeah, no reagents found. There we go, we got some black cohosh. Really, in my past playthroughs, I've really just found black cohosh and ember eyes are the most important. If you get others, awesome, but not super necessary. Thought I missed one. And now looking at the top right on the mini-map, you'll see 3 different icons. You'll see a yellow exclamation point, a white circle, and a gold circle. That yellow exclamation point, of course, is going to be a new quest. I think that's pretty ubiquitous across all RPG titles. That exclamation point generally is going to be the new quest marker. The white circle is going to be a quest location or item that's marked, but when it's white, it just means that it pertains to a quest you're not currently tracking. In other words, not your main quest that you've designated. And then that yellow circle that's pulsing a little bit, that is going to be the main quest that you are tracking. Then they also want you to open up the world map here. And we now can fast travel different places. For example, if we wanted to go back to Stonecandle Mine, that's a possibility. But of course we haven't actually traveled to Arden's Hut yet. So when we try to fast travel there, it tells us you have to reach it on foot first.
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
Ooh, and we're still not there. And here we go. We got our Thunderous Hammer as well. 30 lightning damage, 30% stun duration. I mean, come on. That's absolutely perfect for what we're trying to accomplish. We'll absolutely go ahead and equip that. Another Cloudy Protection Shard. And we really don't need daggers at this point, considering we've got our Dream Hammer, I would say. And then if you bought the DLC, or if you buy a selection of other games that the development team has worked on, you'll have some special deliveries here. So we can take a look at the beast. I believe that is a longsword, which again is not really going to be what we're looking for. The tower, which is a shield, has just as much armor as the one that we've got, but our +3 to might abilities is just pretty ridiculous. What I will say though are these items that are in the chest do scale with your level to a certain extent. I actually have never played with these set armors in any playthrough, so I don't know the level cap that they follow you to, but I believe they stop improving once you hit level 15, and then beyond that you're going to need to find better gear. Then we've got the mountain, which is a hammer, but the one that we found in the chest is actually significantly better, so we're going to go ahead and junk that as well. Now we've actually got some set items for armor. The Guardian Greaves are going to be better than the Flimsy Greaves that we've got on, unsurprisingly, so we'll go ahead and equip that. Guardian Helm, once again, going to be better than that Cotton Cowl, so we'll go ahead and put that on. This is this is a staff here, so that again is not going to go with our build. These gauntlets, of course, again, better than what we've got, better than what we've got, and better than what we've got. This is a sorcery beast shield, so we will go ahead and get rid of that. This is actually a scepter, which deals 1 fewer damage. But, so one thing that the game doesn't do super well is you'll see with the field, it deals 7 lightning damage and 5 shocking damage over 5 seconds, but then it deals 4 shocking damage over 5 seconds at night and 4 burning damage over 5 seconds during the day. So the game codes it as having 20 total damage, which isn't true. It's going to have 12 base damage, plus 4 damage at night, or another 4 damage during the day. So it actually only deals 16 damage at any one time. We're not going to want that over our 21 damage Frigid Scepter, so we're going to add that to our junk. The song, this is going to be a pair of chakrams. Once again, not what we're going for with our build. The forge, this is going to be a great sword. I am currently playing with great swords in a different save. I will say I've found the great swords to be a little bit of a slog unlocking their full potential, but it does seem like it's got some some really cool mechanics once you take it all the way there. But I would say it takes until about level 20 to 25. So we're going to go ahead and junk that, just again because that doesn't fit with our build. The Valley set, that's going to be sorcery, so I'm just going to quickly go ahead and junk all of that. The Running Man, that's going to be a finesse based set, so we'll junk all of those. The Wind is going to be a set of Fey Blades. The Knight is another pair of daggers. The Moon is going to be a buckler or a finesse-based shield. That again is not going to fit with our build. We'll junk it. More Running Man stuff. The Hunter is a bow. And then the Infernal Helm, which actually is a very, very nice helm. However, it grants you 4 fire damage. It's not really going to fit with our build. And by the time we have 4 points in might, we should have something better in our inventory anyway. So we'll go ahead and junk that as well. Then looking at the Shepherd. This one gives health regen actually, which is very nice. Plus, for For the Guardian set, we only need 3 items within that set in order to get the bonus, so there's really no reason to have the Guardian Cuirass on when we can always do the Shepherd's Cuirass. So we're going to go ahead and swap those. Oh, and then the Shepherd's Chausses actually give us additional stun duration, so let's absolutely do that. The Shepherd's Helm versus the Guardian Helm, plus 5% armor for that Guardian Helm is going to be pretty powerful. Plus the Shepherd's Helm only gives us a flat 10 health, which doesn't scale. So I think let's go ahead and junk that. The Shepherd's Gauntlets, which gives additional chance to crit hit versus that stun duration. I would prefer the stun duration for this build. Shepherd's Greaves, really not a big difference. We'll junk those as well. And here we've hit our inventory limit. So once again, and a couple of new twists of fate that also come with our DLC. But so real quick, let's go to our junk and we will destroy everything in here. So now we can go ahead and add that to our junk. Oh, and now we have a Vigilance set. Plus 10 health, same exact armor. I would prefer the health regen. Vigilant Chausses, once again, I'd rather the stun duration. Vigilant Helm. Well, the Vigilant set gives plus 10% stun duration. However, we would need a full... we would only need 2 pieces in order to get that. That is not bad. However, the Guardian set only gives us block, efficacy, and piercing resistance. So I think the Vigilant set is going to be better for us. Those Vigilant Gauntlets do give a physical damage boost. Not to mention, once we put the gauntlets on, we'll get a plus 10% stun duration versus the Guardian Gauntlets only giving us a 5. So that's definitely a worthwhile change. Vigilant Greaves, a plus 2 armor versus physical resistance flat. Although now that's the only bit of Guardian set that we've got on. So probably worth making this change to the Vigilant Greaves. Fate's Brand, this again is going to be a great sword. Fate's Edge is a long sword. Fate's Arbor is going to be a staff. Fate's Stem, that is a scepter, however the damage is just significantly lacking. It does extend your reckoning duration, but if as long as you don't dawdle, you should have plenty of time in reckoning mode anyway. And then the Imminent set, that's going to be Finesse. So we'll just junk all of that quickly. Spinning Tom's Anvil, again, is another buckler. That Finesse-based shield. This is going to be a set of Feyblades. We don't need that. These robes and cowl that are part of the Pensive set, that's going to be sorcery-based. We don't want any of that. Yet another bow. That shield, again, that plus 3 to might abilities is just so OP. Fate's Mallet, again, just not comparable to that Thunderous Hammer we have. These are going to be a pair of daggers, another pair of daggers. Chakrams here, another set of chakrams. This is going to be another buckler. And now these things are going to be pretty useful. Obviously, 500 experience, we'll go ahead and take that. This Dowsing Rod is going to give you a little passive boost to any time that you're going to try to harvest reagents. We will take that. And then this Compass of Fate is just a constant buff to your persuasion. We will, of course, take that. And now we have emptied that special deliveries chest. So I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I will see y'all next time when we actually accept our first voluntary quest. See y'all next time.